with inflation on the rise, immigration at a chaotic point, it's already hard enough for the hardworking Americans to make ends meet. And there are certain states that are not helping the situation and that are only making it worse. Let's get into it. You know, once upon a time, it was said that if you could make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And you go and get your bite out of the Big Apple.
Definitely.
And then you also had it where everybody wanted to be a rising star, and the one place that they would go to do so was Hollywood.
Got to go Hollywood.
And they would try to make things happen.
Yep.
What happened to those states?
That was the American dream, and fucking turned into a nightmare now.
They've definitely become fucking nightmare.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of folks can contest to this, especially if you live in those two blue states, that it's the politics that's fucking it up.
It's like trying to make a fucking sandwich with two rotten pieces of fucking bread.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're like, the bookends to our fucking state.
And you're just
country.
being a delusional person and saying that these two pieces of bread is not rotten. And it's clearly they're green.
Yeah. Well, speaking of green, and this is what's funny too, California has the 4th largest economy. Right?
In the nation?
In the world. 4th largest economy, California.
Yeah. That's in the world. That's a big deal.
It might be in the nation. I don't know. I didn't look that far into it. But I'm just saying.
He lying.
But what slap in the face is it to have that rich of an economy, and then all they're doing is giving it away to the people that aren't contributing to that economy? It's fucking ridiculous.
And we see this every day, not only with those two blue states, but we see this even with the higher governments, that run the nation. It is a slap in the face, and it's becoming more and more normal.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked to see that more people aren't hitting the pavement and protesting. And I mean, we've seen over the last 3, 4, 5 years, people have been protesting about some bozo shit, going out, burning buildings down. And it's just shocking how no one is saying anything about this when this is directly affecting you, your family, your future, your kids' future. Like, this is impacting us big.
Well, we want to talk about effect and impact, right?
Yeah.
California last year lost 114 residents. People moved out, right? That's 3 years in a row now that California's population has decreased. And that first year out of these 3 was the first time ever in state history that the population went downward.
Yeah.
If that doesn't speak wonders to like how fed up people are with the politics and the way that the state's being ran, I don't know what else kind of fucking sign you need. Like,
yeah, and that does show that there is a problem, right? Because if you have people just moving away, because I mean, being honest with yourself, if you could live in California, would you? Like, put all the politics aside. If it was a perfect state and it didn't have all this crazy expenses and it was kind of fairly resembled Nevada, would you live there?
Absolutely. Aside from the fucking earthquakes, absolutely.
It's like, I mean, who wouldn't want to live in sunny California? It's a beautiful place. Like, I'm from there. You're from there. We can attest to that. But moving away, I get it. At that point in time, it's like sink or swim, save yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the solution. They moving away ain't gonna fix the problem.
Well, they need change, and you're about to get into problems. Here are a list of 10 most complaints from people that have moved away from California.
Get into the nitty gritty.
Endless regulations, right? They're constantly finding different
all
things.
All kind of crazy ass laws.
Punitive tax rates,
Oh yeah.
right? So they're constantly raising shit.
Yep.
They have untouchable public sector unions that are ransacking budget and they're opposing reform. So anytime that they try to legislate something or try to do something that'll change it to where they're not able to just gouge people, obviously their unions step in and they fight it. Okay, they have shabby school system, right? They have a decrepit public services. They have obviously traffic congestion. That's always going to be somebody's biggest peeve there, right? It's the traffic.
The populace, man.
Yeah, which
heavy population.
even with 3 years, and I'm gonna get into this later on too, but yeah, that's one of the things. Absurd housing prices, which we'll touch on a little bit too.
Yep.
With the way that they're regulating laws and creating laws out there, obviously you're gonna have growing crime rates because they're becoming too lenient. Their failing efforts to provide basic infrastructure needs is another problem too. When you have summers and you know you're going to have rolling blackouts, I'm sorry, that is fucking asinine in today's day and age with an economy, with the technology that we have. That shouldn't happen.
Most definitely.
And then sprawling homelessness. That is the top 10 fucking issues that people are leaving California for.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the rolling blackouts real quick.
All right.
It's I mean, like you said, bro, it's 2024. Like, rolling black, really? In California? And it's asinine to think that those fucks is trying to force everybody to convert to an electric vehicle.
And not just the vehicles.
Let's just talk about the vehicles. We know that they have a heavy populace.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't, they wouldn't have traffic like they do.
Right.
So if you just think about all the vehicles that they have in that state, most motherfuckers out there work 9 to 5. It's not like Vegas where we got 24-hour jobs and shit. Most of California is 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So everyone's going to work at the same time. Everyone's going home at the same time. Most of the time that they want to tell you not to use most of your power is around when you're getting home from work.
Right.
So what the fuck is everybody going to do when they get home from work and they got an electric car? They got to charge it. So
circle jerk each other.
That don't make any sense. So next topic.
I wanted to touch on this too because you mentioned the vehicles.
Yeah.
In a span of 13 years, they have done nothing but try to get rid of gas-powered cars, and now they've also pushed laws to get rid of gas-powered lawn equipment. So like your lawnmowers, companies, the landscaping companies. There we go. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All the landscaping companies that have those like sitting on mowers and stuff, all that has to be electric now as well.
And just think about it. These people are trying to make a living in an economy that's fucking hard to do so.
And now you're forcing them to do something.
You're forcing them to spend extra money on something that they honestly don't need right now. Because if everything was electric, it uses a fucking battery. So how is the batteries being made? You're not really helping the climate.
No. And those batteries in time, they don't hold the power as well either. It's just they get drained.
It's just dumb.
It's dumb. It's
making no sense.
The initial purchase, I get it. That's a minor inconvenience. But then you also have the fact that, hey, you might not be able to charge your shit when you need it because of rolling blackouts.
Like, or when your battery goes out on your EV vehicle, it costs $14,000 to replace it or something crazy. And then Jeep just did a recall on their what's the fuck is it called? The 4XE or some shit.
I don't know. I'm not worried about that.
But the shit's just catching fire.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's happened before. That's not the first time.
They literally tell people don't park it in your garage because it'll just burst into flames and burn your shit down. So yeah, they got a lot of other issues in California other than a fucking electric car or a lawnmower.
Yeah. We talked about as one of the things was the unions, right? Mm-hmm. For a short while there, and this was probably because unions wanted it, they tried to ban independent contracting. Now I'm
sure that was the union trying to ban that.
Probably
they profit from banning that.
Yeah, because then that's more businesses forced to go to them. You don't got an independent.
And it's crazy to me.
But that costed about 10,000 people jobs that were independent contractors and shit. Yeah. Now eventually they gave in on that at least, but that's still like it's one of the problems. Like you're giving in to the people that want to have the full control over shit. That's not.
And did you know in California, if you get a job that is union, you have no choice but to join the union and pay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Here you got to.
I worked at PepsiCo in Buena Park for a little bit. I never made it full time, so I wasn't union. But once if I did make it full time and become union, I had no choice but to pay union dues. If I declined, then I would lose my job.
Jesus.
Yeah. Serious out there.
And then speaking of jobs, January they just raised the minimum wage to 16 in California. So
that's not gonna do nothing.
$16 an hour. And then in April they're gonna raise it to 20.
What's that gonna do?
Nothing with the way that everything gets risen, all the inflation costs, and then on top of that, they're gonna start coming up with more taxes. You even get taxed for having a mansion.
Yes, there's a mansion tax. There's a death tax that they implemented back in 2005 to where if your parents died and left you a house before, you would be grandfathered into the property taxes that they would pay every year. Mm-hmm. But instead, now, if your parents die and leave you a home, they assess the property value for what it is at that moment, and they adjust your taxes.
And the state itself is becoming delusional. And here's two stories that I've heard recently. Right now, one of them, we talked about the crime rate going up earlier. Right, because of the way the laws are. There's a story where it was Gavin Newsom himself, where he was shopping at a store, and someone walked out of the store with a bunch of shit.
Yep.
And then he blamed the clerk for allowing them to do that and not reporting it and shit like that.
But he's the one that has made these laws and stuff and these leniencies on these people to be able to do so.
Yeah.
And I believe the clerk actually told him that to his face.
Yes.
Checked him. And I applaud you, clerk, for fucking standing up to his ass and telling him.
Whoever you are, you're a star.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know your name, but
the fact that he had this is how disconnected with fucking normal life and reality that this son of a bitch is. All right, and then another story, and you were here watching this one with me, actually.
Fucking gruesome Newsom, man.
Yeah, and you were with me when we were watching this one, where it was again talking about the decline in the population, and all these motherfucker news anchors, I think it was Channel 3, could talk about was, well, why is it still so busy on the freeway? Instead of addressing the real issue of why the fuck your population is declining.
By what you say, 114,000?
Just this last year, yeah, it was 114,000.
Yeah. Let's talk about why the population decreased by 114,000.
Oh, probably.
Let's talk about why
housing.
Let's talk about why the median single family home is average at 850 grand in California.
Mm-hmm.
What? That doesn't make no sense.
You could get a house in the hood and it's still gonna cost you damn near $1 million.
For what?
That's stupid.
And I mean, listen, getting a house in the hood ain't the bad part. The bad part is everything that comes after you get that house in the hood for almost $1 million. The bad part is homelessness. Fucking camping in front of your house in the hood. Yeah. You know, taking a crap on the damn sidewalk. Pissing in front of your kids as you're trying to walk them down to school.
Well, the affordability itself is probably adding to the fact that there's so many homeless, right?
Of course.
So just to throw out a couple numbers here, San Francisco, if you wanted to live in San Francisco, it's going to cost you roughly 85.4% of your total income, of your monthly income.
Yep.
San Jose, 73%. LA, 72%. San Diego, 64.6%.
Yep.
So you're paying more than half of your, in some places, paying more than 3/4 of your monthly fucking income just to rent a place or own.
Exactly. And to just give you guys hard numbers, for a 1-bedroom apartment in San Francisco, it costs $3,400 minimum, the median price. And San Diego is $2,800. In LA, it's $2,700. It's one bedrooms, all 1 bedrooms. Think about it, man. Come on, $16. You raise my minimum wage to 16 or to 20. What the fuck's that gonna do?
Nothing.
Yeah,
nah.
Nothing. And we know California is too competitive. It's too many people and not enough jobs. And then, especially in the Northern Cal, with companies backing out because of all the crime. You got Walmart shutting doors. You got all, man.
And then to touch on the other state, New York.
In New York.
So they have housing issues. They have the congestion issues at certain times of the day as well. But they have a bunch of other shit going on as well.
Yeah.
Right. I just read earlier that they have this, it's going to be called the Clean Slate Act.
Yeah, I heard about that.
where everything but sex offender crimes could be wiped completely off the board.
Yeah.
And I was talking with you about this earlier before we started recording. Yes, maybe for someone who did one fucking crime and
They've gone 10, 11, 15, 20 years, nothing. Okay.
right, which is why you get your record expunged anyways if you
Yeah.
decide that you want to fucking be a contributing member to society. But most people, once they get locked up, most of them, very large percentage of them, for felony crimes, are only going to go and commit more felony crimes. That's all they know. They want to get things the easy way. And the only way you do that is by committing fucking crime.
Yep.
Right.
And I've seen videos and press conferences from sheriffs and police chiefs in different areas where they come out and they say this stuff. And, you know, kudos to them for coming out and speaking up against the local tyrants, because we need them to, because they're also a political figure as well that hold these offices. We need them to come out and start speaking up, and maybe it'll light fire under the little guys to start speaking up. But they've come out and they've said, like, this dude was just arrested last week and we let him back out like a day later. And then look what he did. He shouldn't even been out to be able to do this, but because all this leniency that's going on, you know, little slap on the hand, okay, little Timmy, go in the corner for 5 seconds. Like, they're just letting people slide left and right, but these people out here doing harm.
And then so rising crime, high cost of living, inflation, and then New York wants to, on top of that, just to further shit on their fucking residents.
Yeah.
They want to add a pay to drive.
Yep. Oh, Manhattan, right?
Manhattan's one of the main ones. There's other places, but so Manhattan, for example, they're going to start charging people to drive $9 to $23 per day
just to drive into
Manhattan.
Yep.
Unless you're a resident and you make less than $60,000 a year, then you don't have to pay.
Okay, I don't think many people make less than $60,000 a year in Manhattan, because do you know how much it costs to live in Manhattan?
Yeah.
The average rent is like $4,000.
Really?
Yeah. In Manhattan, bro. You ain't living off of 60.
Well, here's the thing. They also have a program. So let's say if you work in Manhattan, they have a program where you could get 10 free passes.
10. I go to work like 300 days a year.
Yeah, exactly. 10. And that's only if you make less than 50,000 a year. So guess who's gonna get that?
Do you see this? Like, I hope this reaches you, New Yorkers. Do you see the scam that's being unfolded in front of your eyes? They know that most of you don't make less than 50,000. Like,
that's probably why. Now, hear me out. That's probably why New York's starting to follow suit with California with the decline in residents.
Are people leaving?
Because from July 2022 to July 2023, 102.9 thousand residents moved out of the state of New York.
Ew, man.
So, and
I get it.
This is the biggest slap in the face ever when you see rules and legislation like that get passed, right?
Yep.
Because New York just recently signed a $77 million emergency contract to shelter migrants in 15 different hotels throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx.
Wow. I wonder what caused this.
Probably other states saying, well, fuck it. You want to be a sanctuary state? Take all these motherfuckers. No. But the fact that they're willing to do a $77 million emergency tax to basically pay these hotels to shelter people, but you have your own homeless people that you're not doing that for. So you don't give a shit about them. And then on top of that, you don't give a shit about the people paying the taxes because you're taking it and just giving it the fuck away.
In the state of New York, they got about 91,000 homeless people.
See? So State Governor Kathy Hochul, whatever her fucking name is, she proposed a budget that is going to cost the state $2.4 billion.
And do what with?
For migrants. To house migrants and to help them find work. And that's going to also have an additional $500 million from the state's reserve.
Hey, all y'all that work in Manhattan, y'all paying for this.
No, not just Manhattan, New York in general.
All the people
everywhere.
that work in Manhattan got to pay to drive in there. They're paying for this.
Oh, bro, that's probably going for it.
That's what they're paying for that.
So that's state reserve and federal budgeting that they want to use on everyone but the people that they're getting that money from. And people don't understand this. Like,
I mean,
like a few years back.
Hold on. I want you guys to really take this in. They're giving out billions of dollars to help migrants who do not contribute to society.
In Ukraine, who do not contribute.
They don't work. What are they contributing? They're not putting anything back. You're the one working. You're the one paying taxes. And that's what they're using that money for. And just think about all the times that you needed some type of aid and help and the government turned you down because, oh, you make too much. You make more than 50,000, you know? It's crazy, man. Yeah. It is a big slap in the face. And I get why a lot of people are moving out. But again, you got to do more than move out.
We are nothing but cattle to our governments.
Yeah.
They milk us dry and they
throw
figure us to the slaughter.
No, they don't even do that. Then they figure out a way to milk us more dry and they just keep coming up with ways.
It is so dumb.
Yeah, you guys got to, I said it before in one of our other episodes, man. You got to start writing letters to these people, emails, getting in contact with them, protest.
If you want to protest, protest for the right fucking reasons.
Yes, like I feel like this is a reason to protest. The moment that you said the governor of New York came out and said that, the moment they said that they were going to give all that money out for that reason, you guys should have been hitting the streets. Like, nah, hell nah. We don't approve of this. First of all, why are all these migrants here? All of them are not refugees, man. I mean, let's just be honest. They all can't be refugees. Some of them are masking with that. It's just some bullshit, man. It's bullshit. These folks is coming in like crazy right now.
And they're taking advantage of the weak government that we have right now.
Yeah, like
and I'm sorry,
thousands
but
by the day.
I'm going to say it again. Fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, like the video you sent me earlier in San Diego.
Yeah, I sent them a video earlier.
5 bus loads of migrants came to San Diego.
Over 300 migrants.
Escorted by Border Patrol, and they dropped them off. And it was 300 and some odd migrants from all over the world.
Yeah, like everywhere. Like this dude literally named off like 20 different fucking places that these migrants were just dropped off.
That was just
from.
one. That was just today, 300 and some odd. And that was just San Diego. So how many went to Texas or went like elsewhere? Like, it's a growing issue, and I just don't understand it, man. I get it. People need help, but I mean, we can't help everybody.
You can't help out anybody. You can't help out anyone until you've fixed your own problems first.
Yeah.
All this money that we are throwing to try and fix the world and other people's problems,
while we're losing.
If you can't fix the problems within your own fucking household, i.e. the fucking USA, you are not going to fix the problems any fucking where else.
Yeah.
So I understand it that like, oh, we're so wealthy here, and this is the staple of the fucking standard of economy and what the governments should be ran like. But if you're not fixing your own problems, if you have your own shit to deal with, you're not going to be effective anywhere else. You're just throwing money away.
And listen,
our money away.
I get it. Your heart's in the right place. But I can't respect you as a fucking politician because the shit doesn't hit your doorstep. Until the shit hits your doorstep and you sacrifice something, take a pay cut, get out, like, you guys are just fucking eating up. You guys get paid no matter what the economy does. If you guys have a government shutdown because you fuckers can't agree on something, you still get your check. Meanwhile, every government employee doesn't. Like, this shit doesn't make sense. You motherfuckers should be the last bitches getting paid. Right. Period.
Right.
If you guys can't agree on something and the government gets shut down, you should be the last fucks getting paid. Pay the postal workers, pay law enforcement, pay the teachers. Everybody else got to pay rent. You motherfuckers is getting by, making millions on millions of dollars somehow with your $160,000 a year salary. I don't get it.
Yeah, so with that, time to wake up, America. Wake up, open your eyes, stand up. Let's fucking try to affect some real, genuine change. And as always, subscribe, share, and show that you care, bitches.